Chelsea. In 1905, a man named Gus Mears bought Stamford Bridge before Chelsea even existed. Fulham turned down the chance to use it, so Gus decided to create a new club instead. That club became Chelsea. From the start, Chelsea attracted attention. Big crowds, big signings, big expectations. But for a long time, the trophies were limited. Then Ted Drake arrived in 1952 and changed the club. He removed the old image, rebuilt the team, and in 1955, Chelsea won their first league title. That title should have sent Chelsea into the first European Cup. But the Football League objected, and Chelsea were persuaded not to enter. So Chelsea were champions of England, but missed their first chance in Europe. In 1970, Chelsea won their first FA Cup. In 1971, they beat Real Madrid to win their first European trophy. Then the club entered a difficult period. Stamford Bridge redevelopment created serious financial problems. Chelsea lost money, sold players, got relegated, nearly lost their stadium, and almost dropped into the third division. They needed stability. In the 1990s, Matthew Harding helped bring money back into the club. Then Ruud Gullit arrived, brought in foreign stars and won the FA Cup in 1997. Chelsea were becoming competitive again. Then Gianluca Vialli won more trophies, including the League Cup, the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, and the UEFA Super Cup. But the financial problems returned. Then Roman Abramovich bought the club in 2003 and changed everything. Chelsea were in debt, so he cleared much of it and began investing heavily in players. The ambition became immediate. Chelsea wanted to reach the top quickly, so they hired Mourinho. Mourinho arrived in 2004 after winning the Champions League with Porto. He called himself the Special One and then backed it up on the pitch. Drogba came in, Cavallo came in, Essien came in. Chelsea became organised, physical and extremely hard to beat. They won the Premier League in 2005. Then they won it again in 2006. Chelsea had become one of England's strongest clubs. But the Abramovich era also brought constant change. Managers were expected to win quickly. Mourinho left. Other coaches came and went. Chelsea reached the 2008 Champions League final but lost to Manchester United on penalties. Their biggest European goal was still unfinished. Then in 2012, everything changed. Roberto Di Matteo was only supposed to be temporary. Somehow he led Chelsea to the Champions League final against Bayern Munich in Bayern's own stadium. Chelsea were losing late. Then Drogba scored. Peter Cech saved a penalty. The game went to a shootout. Drogba scored again. Chelsea won their first Champions League. A London club was finally champion of Europe. Even that did not create long-term stability. Di Matteo was sacked a few months later. Chelsea kept winning, but managers kept changing. They won the Europa League in 2013. Mourinho returned and won the Premier League in 2015. Antonio Conte arrived and won the Premier League in 2017. Sarri came in, won the Europa League, reached a cup final, and left after one season. Then Frank Lampard returned as manager. With a transfer ban, he trusted young players like Mason Mount and Reece James. Chelsea finished top four and it looked like a new generation was forming. Then the ban ended, Chelsea spent heavily, results dropped, and Lampard was sacked. Thomas Tuchel arrived in 2021 and quickly improved the team. Chelsea reached the Champions League final against Manchester City. City were favourites. Chelsea stayed disciplined. Kai Havertz scored. Chelsea defended. And they won their second Champions League. They also won the Super Cup and Club World Cup. Chelsea were back at the top level. Then 2022 changed the club again. Roman Abramovich was forced to sell Chelsea after Russia invaded Ukraine. Todd Boehly and Clearlake took over, and the club entered a major transition period. They spent heavily. The squad became larger. Tuchel was sacked. Potter was hired. Potter was sacked. Lampard returned as caretaker. And Chelsea finished 12th. For a club used to competing for trophies, it was a major drop. Pochettino came in, improved results, reached a cup final, finished 6th, and then left at the end of the season. Then Enzo Maresca arrived. Chelsea was still rebuilding, but Cole Palmer became the standout player. Calm, creative, and decisive, he quickly became the face of the new team. In 2025, Chelsea won the Conference League, completing the set of European trophies. Then came the Club World Cup. PSG were European champions. Chelsea were still seen as a team in transition. But in the final, Chelsea beat PSG 3-0. Chelsea were world champions again. And that is Chelsea. A club created because a stadium needed a team. A club that nearly collapsed, found new investment, won major trophies, changed managers often, rebuilt several times, and still returned to the top. Chelsea's history is not simple. It is full of money, pressure, trophies, setbacks, and constant change. But through every era, the club kept finding a way back.